This time, the drive starts in San Antonio, Texas. The destination is Monterrey, Mexico, by the way of Laredo, Texas, and the Colombia Solidarity Bridge. On the map, it's a familiar route. One I've traveled in the opposite direction, but crossing the border southbound is a very different experience than coming home. I'm an American driving into Mexico, and this time there's more preparation, more paperwork, more unknowns, and more writing out the outcome. I don't have firm expectations, just the hope that the process goes smoothly, because I have plans on the other side that are definitely depending on it. As I leave San Antonio and head towards Laredo, the anticipation becomes the hardest part. Not the driving, not the distance, just the waiting for whatever comes next. Every mile closer to the border raises the same question. Did I prepare enough? This documentary follows the process of driving into Mexico. What the signs say, what the checkpoints look like, what actually happens versus what you think will happen. Along the way, I'll be comparing the southbound crossing to the northbound one, how the pace changes, how the procedures differ, and how uncertainty feels very different when you're not heading home. You can look at this as a guide or a highlight reel, but mostly just a real-time look at the border process, the preparation behind it, and the mental weight of crossing into the unknown, 1 mile at a time. Leaving San Antonio, the city disappears faster than expected. The traffic thins, the buildings drop away, and the road opens up into long, wide stretches that feel deliberately empty. It's the kind of space that gives you time to think, sometimes more than you want. I stop for gas one last time, not because the tank is low, but because this is the last moment where everything still feels predictable. The station is straightforward, a full convenience store, a subway, and restrooms in a trailer parked behind the building. Nothing unusual, nothing memorable, and that's exactly the point. Gas here is just a little over $2 a gallon, and in Mexico, it's roughly twice that. It's a small detail, but it's also a reminder that once you cross the border, even basic assumptions can change. Back on the road, the nervousness settles in. Not panic, not fear, just a steady awareness that the easy part is ending. I've done this before, but that doesn't remove the uncertainty. It only changes the shape. There's nothing left to prepare, no more stops to make, no decisions to reconsider. From here on out, the process decides the pace. The road is clear. The sky is bright. Everything looks calm. When I arrive at the border, there is no wait at all. No line, no buildup, just a straight approach to the checkpoint. I definitely wanted to include these clips that you're seeing right now, even though I put them in fast motion. This is the approach to the border. This is what it's going to look like when you're leaving the United States and going into Mexico. So you probably want to pay pretty close attention to all of the signs, but just in case you missed something, this is what everything looks like. No need to be intimidated. This is a very easy process. Just follow what is probably only going to be 1 or 2 cars around you, and you'll make it through. A Mexican Border Patrol agent walks up to the car and asks me to open the trunk. He takes a quick look inside, closes it, and waves us forward. From there, we park under the covered area and walk about 50 yards to the immigration building. The entire space is clean, quiet, and not busy. There's no confusion about where to go and no feeling of being rushed. We bring our prepaid FMM application, hand over our passports, and within moments an immigration officer stamps them. Directly across the room at the next counter, we complete the temporary import permit for the car. The requirements are clear: a copy of the vehicle registration, the FMM, and payment. We leave a deposit of about $400 US, which we'll get back as long as we return to the Banjarcito before exiting Mexico. From start to finish, the entire process takes no more than 20 minutes. The agents are polite and helpful throughout the process. And once everything is done, that's it. No secondary waiting, no uncertainty about what comes next. Compared to entering the United States, where lines, delays, and multiple layers of inspection are common, this process is noticeably simpler and more predictable. The relief is immediate. By the time we're back in the car, the paperwork is already behind us. And as we pull away from the border and head towards Monterrey, there's a clear sense that the hardest part of the day is already over. For anyone planning on crossing for the first time, this is the part that feels intimidating on paper. But in practice, it's straightforward, efficient, and calm. It's early afternoon, around 1 o'clock. The roads open up into long, uninterrupted stretches of northern Mexico. For the next 2.5 hours, it's mostly dry land, scattered trees, and cattle farms stretching out in every direction. The pavement is smooth and the traffic is light, and for the first time all day, there's nothing we're waiting on. There are a few tolls along the way, but they're uneventful. Slow down, pay, keep going, no lines, no confusion, just forward motion. Inside the car, the mood changes. My wife and I talk, music comes on, nervousness that followed us to the border fades into something quieter. Relief mixed with relaxation that we're finally moving towards where we were planning to be all along. This part of the drive doesn't ask much from you. The landscape does the work. Open land, fences, cows watching cars go by like this is the most interesting thing that's happened all day. It's not dramatic, it's not complicated, and after the border, that simplicity feels earned. By the time the outskirts of Monterrey start to appear, the road has already done its job. The process is over. And I plan on making a video about how to get around in Monterrey very soon. Please subscribe and like for more. Thank you and bye.